Today, we're digging into a really evocative piece about the mud rush. It's described as this ultimate test of grit, torque, and true 4x4 spirit. Is the legend of the mud rush really all about the sheer dominance and, frankly, the spectacle that the Land Cruiser 80s brought? Or is it something deeper rooted in the collective spirit, the history, the sheer endurance of all the vehicles, especially veterans like that 50-year-old Land Rover Series II?
This wasn't just about getting through, it was about conquering. The Land Cruisers introduced a level of control, a standard of performance that the older vehicles, however respected, just couldn't match.
But mastery of what exactly? The conditions?
Mastery of the challenge, yes. And that mastery is why it became legendary. Look, seeing a 50-year-old vehicle make it through is genuinely respectable. It speaks to endurance. But seeing a modern machine tame that hostile environment with flair, with speed, with total control, that's what electrifies a crowd. That's what makes headlines.
I'm still not quite sold that changed automatically means improved, the core spirit, or became the sole definition. Let's not forget the setup, the rain turning tracks into rivers. The fundamental challenge, the test of grit and torque, was already there, right? The vehicles that showed up first, the ones described as unshaken, they already met that extreme challenge. They demonstrated the necessary heroism and endurance from the get-go.
Okay.
So the Land Cruisers, yes, they changed the level of action, the speed perhaps, but the essential nature of the challenge, that was set by the weather and faced by everyone. If the legend is only about who was fastest or loudest on that day, well, that kind of achievement is inherently temporary, isn't it? Something else will eventually be faster. A legend, you'd think, needs more staying power. The difficulty that tested the spirit was established first. The 80s dominated a field, sure, but it was a field of vehicles already proving they could endure, proving they wouldn't die easily. They didn't dominate a field of non-contenders.
That's a fair point about the pre-existing challenge.
The celebration of machines that refuse to die. That phrase pushes us beyond just looking at the performance numbers for that one event. That 50-year-old Land Rover, it brings a kind of moral authority, a historical depth. The memories from decades past link this specific mud rush to the whole long, respected history of 4x4 culture.
The Land Rover, the Surf, the Pajero, they get introduced, they set the scene, establish the baseline challenge, but they're handled relatively quickly, maybe a sentence each. Then the Land Cruisers arrive, and they get the main action paragraph, the sustained description of their behavior. Drifting, spinning, dominating.
Okay, structurally, yes. There's more ink spent there.
Exactly. That structural emphasis isn't accidental. The other vehicles feel like context, almost stage dressing, while the Land Cruisers deliver the main performance. They embody the power and passion the mud is supposed to test. Their arrival and success feel like the narrative peak in the description, suggesting that in the end, mastery outshines mere survival. The enduring vehicles provide the scale of the challenge, the Land Cruisers provide the memorable triumph over it. So for me, the defining element has to be that undeniable superiority, the sheer spectacle of the Land Cruiser 80s. They single-handedly ramped up the excitement, created the thunder the crowd responded to. They stole the show, leaving that powerful, singular memory of control against chaos. That feels like the core of the legend being described.
And I still come back to the text setting up a potentially deeper value system, one that champions endurance, history, collective effort. That phrase, celebration of machines that refuse to die, is hard to ignore. It guides us to look beyond just the flashiest performance. The veterans, like that old Land Rover, they anchor the event in something more enduring than just speed stats. That persistent character, that 4x4 spirit, shown by all, needs to be considered right alongside, maybe even as more fundamental than the transient dominance of one model, if we want to fully grasp what the text means by legend.
So we're left really weighing these two powerful components of what makes something legendary. Is it the immediate breathtaking mastery and spectacle that captures everyone's attention?
Or is it the quieter, deeper story of endurance, history, and the collective spirit that gives the event its lasting significance?
Exactly.